Alright guys, here we are. In today's video, we are going to eliminate the need for ink carts. As some of you know, on the R3000, don't mind the printer, it's been sitting waiting on these dampers for a long time. This is one of 4 of them. At any rate, so when people instruct you to push fluid through these to clean it, underneath this is a little foil bladder pack that is easily busted with force. And once you bust it, it starts to leak along this area down there, and as you see there, because it loses pressure. So in my initial stages with DTF, I have messed up a lot of printers by doing cleans that are unorthodox and you're not supposed to do with the printers. So now there's a way around my mistakes, and I can fully run these with the channels that it requires, which is great. And after I do this, I will no longer have the MKPK switch issue either, because that will no longer be there. Alright guys, stick around so I can show you. First things first, you want to uncase your printer. Just for the sake of the length of the video, I do have a video on how to uncase the Epson R3000. You're going to need DX7 dampers and a continuous ink system. Alright, let's get rolling. Real quickly, I'll give you the rundown. Screw, take the screw off the back. Screw here, take the screw here, take the screw here. Pop off these side panels. They literally just lift up and pop off, both of them. You will take off this screw, and this screw. Unplug these and remember how they are. On the other side, you will do the same. This screw, this screw, this screw, and you're going to pop off this top casing. One more top screw here. Next, we'll unscrew the print head. Now, I've already have another print head, or 2 other print heads that I have properly stored. So I'm going to remove this one and just put the other print head in for the sake of the video. Alright, you will remove 3 screws. That's 1, 2, and this little guy that is here, 3. You will unplug your cords, disconnect this little thing so you can get it out of your way. You want to make sure that you disengage your printer. I didn't do that, but I'm going to continue on. Once you have those screws removed, you're going to lift off this ink assembly. Alright, this is a print head I properly stored almost a year ago. And it took about 4 days to remove all sublimation ink from inside of it. So if you're thinking you're gonna close down the night before you leave for vacation, that is not the case. Again, if you want to make sure that your printer's alive. So I'm gonna just quickly swap this out. I will remove that screw, and this little bar, and just plug this one in. Alright, I have removed my print head. Beautiful. All we gotta do is soak this baby, and we're golden. And I will put in the new one. The CN1 is the bottom port, and the CN2 is the top port. Next, you're going to open up these clips here and remove the ink line from the lines. You will have to remove that piece from the bottom of this, which holds this little protector. We're just going to tuck it in. You'll want to fill accordingly. You'll have to hold it up because it'll shoot towards the damper. You'll then take syringe and make sure that all your lines are primed. I'm keeping those empty for right now. This piece needs to be screwed down last, but put on before you put on your dampers. And I'll show you why. 1 second. Alright. So, I don't know if you need this piece or not, but I am trying to put it on there. And as you see, it's not working. So, 1 second. Perfect. Now you'll have to seat it. As you see, it'll barely fit, but it fits. And when you tighten it, don't tighten this side, I guess. All right, now for the ugly. Okay, here are some things you need to know. When you're putting your cards inside, make sure they are empty. And make sure you have some napkins here because whatever ink was left inside that bladder pack, if you don't suck it out, it will start to spew out. Now, there is no direction on this or video or anyone that is willing to share other than what it's doing, printing like this. Another thing is you do need to have this wire connected. That comes from the assembly. It's the CN5, which is the ink selector. I want to say one of these two is the ink selectors. So for right now, until I can get it to print and know that it is going to work flawless, I just taped it to the top of the print head and plugged it in. Now it's working, obviously. I'm about to do a nozzle check just because this is a P800 continuous ink. Okay, here are some final modifications I did, because once I removed the ink line, this was pretty floppy and it was touching the bottom. So I just took a piece of like double-sided door foam and I slid it into the back of where the dampers are to keep the line up. And I just taped it to ensure that it does not fly off and end up underneath my print head without me realizing. So then I also taped the ribbon cable to the protective clear, because of course they will detach and flap around. So now this will freely flow and we won't have any issues. Okay. Also, I've put a napkin here to avoid any of the inks to continue to drip. I had to remove this screw and utilize, if I can find where I put it. Oh no, hold on, I have to find it. Shoot, I gotta make sure it's not in the bottom of the printer. So I used one of these with my hand to be able to fit on the bottom of that damper piece there. Because if not, then you'll have to remove this whole front piece to be able to access it. I was not doing all of that, so we went the easy route. But I am currently now looking for the screwdriver to ensure that I didn't leave it underneath the print head, which I probably did. Hey y'all, what's up? Okay, so now it's finally done. I got the ink configuration sequence. It's printing perfectly. I did add the two other whites only because I didn't have any fluorescent ink to throw in there, and I didn't want to put cleaner to then have to pull it out. So I preferred to just fill it with the white, my preference. I wanted to also touch a few pointers here that you are going to need this motor and or the CN5. I haven't figured out just what to do with it yet. If any of y'all do, please let me know. When I remove this line, you want to make sure that you put napkin here until these carts are completely empty and this bladder is completely empty. The reason I did this was because when I initially got the printer, I started flushing fluids through here, and
I've added stick to hold dampers down until I find metal bar that will fit. Acro RIP 10 and 11 ink configuration. From left to right: yellow, white, white, magenta, cyan, white, white, black, off, off. Make sure to leave air plugs unplugged and fill hole plugs plugged. Larger hole.
The TGPro.com sponsored Acro RIP 10.5 raffle. Join my group to enter. Info in description.
If this video helped you out, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Are you looking for quality inks? Shop dtgpro.com. Be sure to use coupon code IRONDASINS for a discount. Thanks for watching. Bye.